Hello everyone and welcome back to the video. Today I'm going to be talking about paper money, the Vietnamese Imperial Age unique tech, and why I was wrong about it. So for context sake, for those of you who might not be caught up on all the lore, I actually made a video not too long ago, like 6 months ago or something like that, where I put paper money in my top 5 most useless unique tech videos. So top 5 most useless unique techs, paper money makes the list. What was my reasoning back then? Well, simply put, I just didn't feel like paper money was good enough. I didn't feel like the bonus was good enough. I didn't feel like it was useful enough of a tech to really justify its price. And I also felt like it just didn't generate enough gold. I think I was fed some information like 40 on wood equals 1 relic, and I just feel like that's wrong. Like the numbers, I don't know what the exact numbers are, but I feel like that can't be right in hindsight because of what I've seen paper money do. I also felt like I underestimated the situation in which paper money would be useful and how that plays into the overall kit for Vietnamese. So I'm gonna make this video here and just say that I was wrong about paper money, and I'm here to correct my mistake with this video, and I hopefully you guys will find it interesting. So the realization that I was wrong about paper money came when watching a Black Forest 1v1 game in Warlords 2 tournament, $50,000 tournament, S tier. I'm watching Dave cast on Twitch.
So chat, you doing anything fun recently?
And it's a 2-hour-long game, 2-hour-long BF game. Jordan is actually rocking the Vietnamese and he's playing against Andy with the Britons. And what I realized was that paper money was hauling ass. It was doing so much. It was carrying the entire situation for Jordan with the Vietnamese. Now, in general, the matchup between Vietnamese and Britons is a very interesting one. Vietnamese have the better trash game, the better late game, paper money even aside, but the Britons have the better death comp. If they've got gold, they've got the werewolf trebs with the onagers, with the longbows, there's no pushing that. There's no stopping that. And so as long as gold is on the table for Britons, they will do better. But if Vietnamese can trade down the gold and Britons have very little left in terms of gold, a couple trebs, 1 or 2 onagers, then the trash game from Vietnamese kicks in. They got Imperial Skirm, they got better light cav than Britons. They've got some options that really help them shine in the matchup. And so that is without paper money. But what happens with paper money is that Vietnamese, especially on a map like Black Forest, where there's so much wood on the outside, actually have infinite gold. In this situation, they both had 3 relics, so the relics canceled each other out, and we're in the situation where the only variable is paper money providing for Jordan. And of course, any civilization can abuse the market for selling resources translated to gold, but as we know, that's very inefficient. Even if you have guilds, it's only 17 gold that you get for every 100 wood or food that you spend, and this is just not a good way to use your resources in late game. And so what paper money did for Jordan was allowing him to get a very fast trickle of gold. It's much better than I thought it was, to be honest, and it let him get it in a crucial position in a drawn out late game where gold is absolutely crucial on both sides. This is not the Hussar civ that can play without gold. This is the civ like Britons, civ like Vietnamese that kind of depend a little bit on gold, at least for siege to push, especially on a map like Black Forest where raiding isn't really part of the game. It's not about who can raid, it's about who can control the center, who can push through that one choke point that both players are desperately trying to fight over. And paper money gave Jordan just enough gold that he needed for bomber cannons to trade against the trebs, to trade against the onagers, and then once everything was traded down, he had a little bit of extra gold and truly infinite gold, because the wood lasts virtually infinite on Black Forest. It's not actually infinite, but it's pretty close to that in a context of a 1v1 game. And so with this infinite, in quotations, gold, Jordan was able to push for the win using bomber cannons, Rathan archers, Vietnamese Imperial skirmishers, pretty much everything except elephants, sadly, that the Vietnamese army can put on the field. And Andy, using the Britons, completely ran out of gold and ended up losing 2 hours and some into the game. Crazy game on Black Forest, and it was won by paper money. And listen, I don't have this ego where if I say something at one point, I stick with it to the grave. I was wrong about paper money. I judged it from a standpoint. I didn't quite understand all the different utilities of this tech, and I didn't envision a situation like this where Black Forest is in a tournament, a certain matchup that required Vietnamese to have extra gold would arise, and this was the perfect situation for paper money. And the coolest part is it happened in a tournament. So I'm gonna spare you guys. You don't have to watch the 2-hour game. I kind of summed it up real quick here, and I also gave some really nice perspective on why paper money was a really good tech and why it was crucial for Jordan, in his victory of that game. He actually ended up winning the set 3-2 as well. Spoilers, my bad. Maybe the editor can put like a spoiler warning on the screen before I say that, just to not make anyone mad. But yeah, he ended up winning the set, and it was all because of paper money. So this is just, imagine he wins the tournament now and it's because of paper money. Like, this is how crazy this tech performed, and it surprised me and it inspired me to make a video here. And I want to talk a little bit more about it here as well. I want to say that it's still not an insane tech. Like, it's not like a must get, But in the certain situations, like just arena games, especially 1v1 where you can't trade, arena games, Black Forest games, Michi, any kind of obscure closed map 1v1 situation, Vietnamese with paper money is actually a really big advantage. And in late game, it's not really about getting a lot of gold. It's actually just about getting more gold than your opponent. That's the important thing. You want to have more gold than your opponent. That's why if you have 4 relics to 1, you're not getting 10k gold quickly, 10k over time, sure. But the idea is you're getting a much quicker rate than your opponent. And that is the advantage that relics give you. And then translated into the field, you've got 4 trebs, your opponent has 1. You got 4 bomber cannons, your opponent has 1. And that is how the snowball starts when it comes to gold. And that is where paper money heavily performs. It gives you more gold than your opponent and it lets you trade him down to where he's got nothing and you got still $10 in your back pocket with paper money ready to push. So overall, I would say that paper money is not like a go-to must-get tech. It's not a perfect tech in all situations, but damn is it good when the situation calls for it. And I was so happy to see how insane it performed in that game, and it just shows that how beautiful Age of Empires 2 is. A tech that you could disregard, that you don't even think of, ends up clutching a game in a tournament when the stakes are at its highest. Absolutely beautiful. What a great game, great series, and a great showing from paper money. And good call from Jordan to pick that up, and a good read on him for that matchup, for that situation. And it's a rather short video, but I want to end it with saying that I could be wrong on a lot of things, guys, especially in the top 5 lists. I do my best to really get the best information out there, but it's really important to recognize when you're wrong and clarify that, because I want to put the best content out for you guys, and I want my word to have value. So if I make a mistake and I correct it, I hope that I can show that things adapt, we learn, and I'm going to still try to push as much as possible to have the right information out there at the right time. And with all that said, I want to finish it by saying I'm still not wrong about Urumi. Urumi is useless. Viper, cry harder. Urumi is terrible. I'm not wrong, and I won't ever make a video about that until I get proven wrong, which means you have to win a tournament with a Urumi swordsman on a land map. Viper, the ball is in your court. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like, comment, subscribe if you did, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.